Hi everybody, my name is Paula and I'd like to welcome you back to my Real Polish Fanatic little corner of YouTube. Thank you so much for stopping in and spending some of your day with me. I do appreciate you being here. Today is a gifted PR video for the Little Box of Horrors for December 2025. So excited. I'm so excited. I have a new brand coming to my Little Box of Horrors videos every month. Help me to welcome Erica from the Peach Pit Co. She will be joining Tammy from Victorian Varnish and Anna from What Addiction in my Little Box of Horrors videos going forward. So excited to have you, Erica. Thank you for trusting me with your beautiful polishes. Love them. So the Little Box of Horrors is a collab box. If you're not familiar, just very quickly, it is a collab box where many different makers come together to create something around a central theme every single month. Has the same dates every single month. You can find it at LBoH.com. Wishlisting starts on the 19th of every month, right around noon Pacific time. And this video will probably be up around that time. So if you see something in the video that you like, you can go and sign into your account at LBoH.com and add it to your wish list. And the shop always opens on the 22nd, also right around noon Pacific time, and it closes on the 30th. So from the 22nd to the 30th is the shopping window, and this is a pre-order, so you will start getting your polishes in the mail about a month after the shop closes. So they'll start shipping around this. For December, it'll end on the 30th, so they'll probably start shipping around January 30th sometime. You'll start getting them in the mail a little bit after that. Like I said, makers create around a central theme. December 2025's theme is Grimm's Fairy Tales. I have to be honest, I'm not familiar with Grimm's Fairy Tales. I think they were a little too dark for my mom to want to read them to me when I was a child, and I just never really got into them, I suppose, because of that. But it should be a good one. We will see what these makers have come out. I can tell you the polishes are beautiful even if I don't understand the inspiration for them. And sometimes you will see things say that they have a cap. What the cap means is that is the number of items the maker is able to make for the month. So say something has a cap of 50, that is what the makers are planning on being able to make, whether it is a time restraint or ingredient restraint or bottle restraint or whatever it might be. And sometimes if they do sell out, sometimes makers are able to go in and raise their caps, but that is never a guarantee. So if you ever see something that you must have, try to be there as early as possible on opening day. All right, so like I said, I'm very excited. We have the Peach Pit Co. joining our lineup. So excited to show you her 3 polishes. She has 3 polishes. Victorian Varnish has 3 new polishes, and What Addiction has 2 new polishes and a reanimation polish for December, which a reanimation polish is just the older polish that they had in a previous month under a different theme, and makers are able to bring back a polish now and then and as a reanimation and resell it. So What Addiction has 1 of those and 2 new polishes. So I have 9 polishes to show you today. And so what I've done, I'm gonna do things just a little bit differently today. You can let me know in the comments what you think of this new setup. I don't know if I'll keep doing it going forward, but I have done a swatch wheel completely. It has 1 coat, 3 coats glossy, 3 coats matte. It's done. I have them over black. What I was going to do is, since there's 9 polishes, just for time's sake, I was going to live paint them 1 polish on each nail for the video, and then at the end we'll go in, we'll do final looks, we'll look at them on the swatch wheels, we'll look at them over black, we'll do bottle shots, look at them on my nails, all that good stuff. But this way you'll get to see how they go on the natural nail, and I won't have to take time to do an extra coat on the swatch wheels because they are already done. So let's try this and see how it goes. Very excited to get started. So let's just go ahead. We're gonna turn the camera around. We are going to jump in to the Little Box of Horrors for December 2025. Grimm's Fairy Tales is the theme. So up first, we have a new brand to the lineup here, the Peach Pit Co. Erica is the maker, owner, creator, all that good stuff of the Peach Pit Co. Thank you so much, Erica, for sending these to me to showcase in my Little Box of Horrors videos. So excited. I own quite a few of your polishes and love them. So first up from the Peach Pit Co. is the 7 Ravens. This one was inspired by the story of the 7 Ravens. It was described as a blue-black with lavender, sapphire, and blue glitters. It's going to be $13.50 with a cap of 50. If you're not familiar with the Peach Pit Co., her polishes are 21 free, and the bottles are 15 milliliters in size. So let's go ahead, we're gonna put this on my nail in a first coat. Gorgeous, very lightly tinted black, this beautiful shimmer, like blue glitters. It said lavender, sapphire, and blue glitter. Gorgeous, went on very nicely. Her brushes, very nice, wide rounded paddle brushes for the Peach Pit Co. And then the second polish that Erica has in the Little Box of Horrors, look at this beautiful polish. This one is called Godfather Death. This was inspired by the story of Godfather Death. It was described as a bronze green multi-chrome with gold reflective glitter. This one also with $13.50 with a cap of 50. This is so beautiful. Loving that multi-chrome shift. Got a little twinkle there of reflective glitter. Love. And we are going to put that one right here on this nail in a first coat. Love this first coat. Kind of bronzy, kind of green. Got those twinkles, kind of like a reddish kind of twinkle. You can see the little twinkles of the reflective glitter coming through. So pretty, love that one. And the third and final polish that the Peach Pit Co. has for Little Box of Horrors is this beauty. Look at that, again, little twinkles of some holographic glitter it looks like. This one is called The Peasant's Clever Daughter. This one was inspired by the story of the peasant's clever daughter. It was described as a turquoise green duochrome with lime gold iridescent micro shreds. This one also $13.50 with a cap of 50. This looks so pretty. Looks very green in the bottle. This one kind of surprised me when I got it on the swatch wheel because it is very much turquoise. Let's see how it goes on the nail. On the swatch wheel, it went on very turquoise, and I was expecting it to be a little more green, but it is beautiful. So let's put that here in a first coat. Excellent formulas on all 3 of these. Love the brush. This is so pretty. There it is, just in one coat. There are the 3 from the Peach Pit Co. We'll go in and do second coats, all that good stuff. And coming up from Victorian Varnish, their first polish for December, Grimm's Fairy Tales, is 3 Guesses. All of Victorian Varnish's polishes are inspired by covers of Grimm Fairy Tales books. The inspiration for this one is the book cover of Rumpelstiltskin. This one is described as a sage green with blue undertones and a beautiful green, teal, purple aurora shimmer. This one's going to be $13.50 with a cap of 150. Victorian Varnish polishes are 17 milliliters in size. Let's get that one here on my pinky. This one is so opaque in that first coat. Let's see how it does on the nail. Look at that. One swipe and we are done. You could walk out the door just like this if you want to. It's a little bit more dusty than what it's coming up there. I will put my little black thing underneath when we take final looks at these, but look at how nice that went on. Just one coat, one and done if you want to be. So, so nice. Victorian Varnish's second polish is this beautiful flaky. Look how pretty that is. This one is called A Bit Grimm. This is a thermal. It is described by a deep green when cold to lime yellow when warm, with ghost flakies that change shifts in the cold and warm states. This one also $13.50 with a cap of 150. Gorgeous, loving that green color and those color changing flakes. So, so fun. We're gonna put that one over on this hand in a first coat. Victorian Varnish brushes, also very, very nice, wide rounded paddle brushes. Very, very easy to work with. There it is in just one coat. So, so fun. Let's see if that thermal action will work. And the third polish that Victorian Varnish is going to have for December, Little Box of Horrors. This one is actually for, this is a special Valentine's Day polish. So that is very fun. This one is called Agony and Misery. This is a magnetic polish. Look how pretty this is for Valentine's Day. This one was inspired by the Grimm brothers' Princes and their Broadway song Agony. It was described as a pink, purple, gold magnetic. Once magnetized, it reveals aurora hollow flakes, scattered hollow, lavender hollow flakes, and micro blue aurora flakes. Gorgeous. This one is going to be $14 with a cap of only 50. So pretty. This one I'm going to put on both thumbs. I'm going to not magnetize one of them, and I'm going to do one of them in the glass bead style. So let's put that here on this thumb in a first coat. Gorgeous, applies so easily. All of these have so far. That is so pretty. And then I'm gonna put it over here on this thumb. I'm not gonna magnetize this first coat, but the second coat we'll do in the glass bead effect. And there that is, just one coat. Look how beautiful. All right, we are up to What Addictions polishes. She has two new ones for the theme this month and then one reanimation. Up first we have this beautiful gray. This one is called Locked Away. This was inspired by Rapunzel. It was described as a semi-sheer light gray, almost taupe base filled with micro black glitter. This one is just $12.50 with a cap of 50. Very, very pretty. And that one we'll put right here in a first coat. What Addiction polishes are also 15 milliliter size bottles. Another fantastic wide rounded paddle brush. So this one goes on a little bit sheer here in this first coat. See how that builds up as we go along. And What Addiction's second polish for the theme, beautiful bright pink. This one is called Gilded Grimm. This was inspired by Grimm's fairy tale book cover. It doesn't say which one. and it was described as a dark hot pink base with pink orange shimmer and gold flakes. This one also $13 with a cap of 50. Love seeing this hot pink this time of year. All right, we will put that one here in our first coat. So here that is in one coat, nice and smooth, very pretty, very bright, love. And the last polish we have today from What Addiction, this is her reanimation. This one is called Elven Dream. This was from December of 2024. That's when it first originally was sold. The theme that month was folklore and urban legends. This one was inspired by fairies, and it was described as a teal base polish with blurple shimmer, teal hollow flakes, pink metallic flakes, and a sprinkle of purple and red micro glitter. This one will be $13.50 with a cap of 30. This is my original bottle from last December, 1 year ago. This one first made its debut. So pretty. And I have one finger left, worked out perfectly. Let's get this one here on my pinky. Love this polish. There it is in just one coat. Goes on so smooth, so easy. All of these did. Love, love, love every one of these. All right, let's go into some second coats here. Going back to the Peach Pitco, we have the 7 Ravens. There it is in just one coat. Let's put on our second coat. This is building up very nicely. The second coat is giving us a lot more shimmer and sparkle. Can still see a little bit of nail line through there, so depending on the length of your nails and how thick of coat you do, you may need 3 coats. 2 coats may be enough for you though. There that is in 2. Love, this is so pretty. And the Peach Pitco's second polish, Godfather Death, there's that one in just one coat. Oh, one thing I like about the Peach Pitco, on the top of her bottles, she puts this little cabochon. So when you're looking inside your drawer, wherever you might keep them, it's easy to see what color it is. I love that little touch that she does. So here is Godfather Death going on in a second coat. There it is in one. Oh, this is so pretty. Love, love, love that shift. Loving the sparkles in there. I think 2 coats might be enough for most people. If you just like doing 3, you're obviously welcome to, but I think that second coat is covering that nail line very nicely. Love, love, loving the shift. Loving the little sparkles that are coming through. Gorgeous. And the Peach Pitco's third polish here, the Peasant's Clever Daughter. There it is in just one coat. This one's drying down just a little bit satiny, so you'll definitely want to go in with a glossy top coat when we're done. And there's that one in 2 coats. So pretty. Loving the shade of green. It's kind of like a grassy green, kind of like a jade green, a little bit turquoisey. So pretty. Then we're gonna move over to Victorian Varnish in her first polish. 3 guesses. I think 1 coat will be plenty. If you are happy with that, this could be a 1 coat wonder. This one does dry down matte, so that's kind of fun. You could wear it matte, or you could put on a glossy top coat and gloss that up. I will put on a second coat just to show you. I don't think there's any way anybody would need a 3rd coat of this one. There it is in 2. Just perfect. So, so pretty. It looks very much like a cream. It does have in the bottle some shimmer. It's just adding a little bit of dimension on the nail, just a little bit of interest. It's not really like, hey, I am shimmer on the nail. Love that. And then Victorian Varnish's second polish is this pretty thermal. Here we can see it has turned warm. So it is very much a beautiful lime green. This one was the one called a bit grim, and it was a deep green when cold to a lime yellow when warm. It's definitely done that. Let's put on a second coat. Here's the cold color going on in a second coat. Loving these flakes in here. So there's that one in 2 coats. Look at that huge flake up there at the top. So, so pretty. And then we have her magnetic Agony and Misery. I'm gonna put that one here and not magnetize it. So here that is in 2 coats. I think 2 coats would be plenty. I don't think you would need a 3rd coat unless you have a very prominent nail line. That is beautiful unmagnetized. And I'm gonna get my little glass bead tool. Here it is on this thumb in just 1 coat. So let's put on a second coat here. And we're gonna put this in the glass bead tool and spin for a minute. All right, here that is in the glass bead. I'm also gonna show it on the swatch wheel with the cat eye and with the velvet. So that's why I did glass bead on here. So, so fun. Loving the movement that the glass bead effect gives. It's kind of the best of both worlds between cat eye and velvet, because you get to see a lot more of the background color. In this case, it looks like a beautiful kind of purple, and then you get this wash of multi-chrome magnetic particles up there at the top moving around. Love. All right, moving on to What Addiction's first polish, this pretty gray called Locked Away. There it is in 1 coat. Put on a second. See how this builds up. So there that is in a second coat. It built up very nicely. I think you would still have some visible nail lines, so we'll do that into a 3rd coat. Very pretty. It does have those little bitty black micro flakes, but again, they're just adding a little bit of interest. They're not like in your face that there's something there. You just like, there's something there. I want to take a little bit of a closer look. And What Addiction's second polish this month is this beautiful hot pink Gilded Grimm. Let's put that one on in a second coat. That deepens that up very nicely. So pretty. There it is in 2 coats. I think 2 coats might be enough for this one. Just cleaning up my mess there a little bit. This is beautiful. Loving the gold flakes in there. I really think 2 coats would probably be enough. Maybe you could see some nail line under very bright lights, but under these lights I'm not seeing any. It's beautiful. And What Addiction's Reanimation shade, Elven Dream. There it is in 1 coat. Let's put on our second. This is such a beautiful color. Love that kind of blue teal. And the flakes. This is gorgeous. I remember this one from last year. It's so pretty. There it is in two. I think 2 coats again. Maybe you'd still see some nail line, but there's a lot of shimmer in there and the flakes and everything, so it wouldn't be super duper noticeable. Gorgeous. Love that color. All right, let's go through. We'll do 3rd coats really quick. We are starting over with the Peach Pit, the 7 Ravens. Here it is in 2 coats. You might be happy with it in just 2. You may still see a little nail line. So let's go in, put on our 3rd coat. Gorgeous. Love, love, love that shimmer and sparkle against that kind of, it's like a blue-black base, sort of. It's like a lighter black, but that blue sparkle and shimmer, so, so pretty. And the Peach Pit 2nd polish, Godfather Death. Love, love, love this one. Love the shifts in there. There it is in 2. I think 2 coats would be enough for most people, but since we're doing 3, let's go ahead, put on a 3rd. Oh, so, so pretty. It has this beautiful green shift. Oh, so, so gorgeous. Love this one. And the Peach Pit's 3rd polish, the Peasant's Clever Daughter. There it is in 2. Put on a 3rd coat of this one. I'm loving the little sparkles in this one. They're sparse. It's not like all over the nail, but that just adds so much to it in my opinion. Just love those little bits of sparkle that come through. So pretty. Loving that color. That is gorgeous. Love. I don't think there's any way you would need a 3rd coat of this Victorian Varnish, but let's see if I can get a really thin one on. I don't want to make it too thick, but I think this one would have been nice in just 1 coat, so just a little, one little stripe down. And this one was 3 Guesses from Victorian Varnish. We'll take closer looks at all these. Then we have this thermal here from Victorian Varnish. There it is, all warm again. A Bit Grim, this one is called. We'll put on a 3rd coat. So pretty. So it's sort of like a grassy green, and then it goes into that lime green when it gets warm. Loving the flakes. Gorgeous. And then we have her magnetic Misery and Agony. Agony and Misery, apologize. There it is in 2 coats. I think 2 would be plenty. I'm gonna put on a 3rd coat here. Unmagnetized. That is so beautiful. It's like this bright kind of magenta pink, the shimmer, but it goes down to almost like a kind of a golden shift. Very pretty. Here it is. I think I dinged it. I did something to it there. Not sure what I got on there, but here it was in the glass bead effect. I will go ahead and do a 3rd coat with the glass bead just to try to cover up whatever that is I got on there. I don't think you would need the 3rd coat. I'm just gonna do it to try and cover up that mess I made. All right, I'm gonna spin for another minute. All right. Here it is now, again with that glass bead. Love, 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 love that deep purple, and then it's got like this pink and purple kind of little glitter bits. And then there is the magnetic bead. So much movement, so fun, so beautiful. And there, maybe you can see some of the shifts because that is a multi-chrome magnetic particle. Gorgeous, love. All right, up to What Addictions first polish, locked away. There it is in 2 coats. I think you'd still see a little nail line because this does seem to be a bit of a jelly formula. Let's put on a 3rd coat. That does seem to build that up beautifully. I think you should mostly have your nail line covered at this point. Just a very nice, darker kind of concrete gray, and then just that little added detail of those little black micro flakes. They are a little bit hidden, but then you'll just catch them and you'll be like, oh yeah, that's fun. There's something in there. Very pretty. And What Addictions' second new polish, Gilded Grimm, that beautiful hot pink. I don't think you would need a 3rd coat, but let's go ahead. Put that on. It did deepen it up a little bit. So here that is now in 3 coats. This is so gorgeous. Loving the gold flakes against that hot pink color. Love. And then What Addictions Reanimation, Elven Dream. There's that one in 2 coats. Put on a 3rd. Gorgeous. Love, love. All right, I'm gonna go through and top coat these, and then we'll come back. We'll take final looks on my nails. We'll look at the swatch wheels. We'll see them matte and everything, over black, give bottle shots, all that good stuff. I'll be right back. All right, let's take final looks. We'll look at it over the swatch wheel. We'll look at them over black. We'll look at them one last time on my nails, bottle shots, all that good stuff. So we started out with the Peach Pit Co. Welcome, Erica. So happy to have you in this lineup. Love, love, love your polishes. First up was the 7 Ravens, the blue black with lavender, sapphire, and blue glitters. Here we have that in 1 coat. This is 3 coats with a glossy top coat, 3 coats with a matte top coat. So pretty, so sparkly. Love, love, love. Loving that sparkle. Gorgeous, gorgeous polish. Here's that one on me in 3 coats with a glossy top coat. For the glossy top coat and the matte top coat, I used Glisten and Glow products for this video today. So pretty. It's a little bit brighter on the nail than it is there on the swatch wheel. A little bit brighter of that blue shimmer coming through and sparkle. Love this one. That one over black is right here. Again, just leaves that beautiful blue sparkle behind. And there it is, 3 coats on its own, 1 coat over black. And this one is the 7 Ravens. 1 coat, 3 coats glossy, 3 coats matte. This comes to us from the Peach Pit Co. This one will be $13.50 with a cap of 50. And if you like the actual nail shots, here's that one. 3 coats with a glossy top coat. And the Peach Pit's second polish today, this beautiful multi-chrome. This one is Godfather Death. It was the bronze green multi-chrome with gold reflective glitter. Here we have it in 1 coat, 3 coats glossy, 3 coats matte. Kind of love that both ways, glossy or matte. I think glossy would win though. Loving the shifts in this one. At the end, I'm gonna turn the lights down and we'll try and get some of these shifts to come out in the lower light. Here it is, so pretty, so shifty. Loving the little sparkle of that reflective glitter. It's not overpowering. 1 coat of top coat. It's very smooth there on the swatch wheel. So gorgeous. That one on me is right here in 3 coats with a glossy top coat. This is definitely a top pick for me out of this lineup today. This is so beautiful. And that one over black is right here. That just leaves all those beautiful shifts behind and that little bit of sparkle from the reflective glitter. There it is, 3 coats on its own, 1 coat over black. Love, love, love. And this one is Godfather Death, 1 coat, 3 coats glossy, 3 coats matte. This one's from the Peach Pit Co. And there it is on me, 3 coats with a glossy top coat. Beautiful. And the last, that one is also $13.50 with a cap of 50. And the last polish from the Peach Pit for the Little Box of Horrors December is the Peasant's Clever Daughter. Here we have that in 1 coat. This is 3 coats glossy, 3 coats matte. So, so pretty. Again, just a hint of sparkle. This one was a turquoise green duochrome with lime gold iridescent micro shreds. Those little micro shreds just add just the perfect little touch of sparkle. So, so pretty. That one over black just leaves the green shimmer and just the little twinkles there of that lime and gold. They almost look kind of blue even, the little sparks. And there's that one, 3 coats on its own, 1 coat over black. Quite a difference. It's very kind of turquoisey on its own. It turns a little bit more emeraldy over the black. And that one on me is right there in 3 coats with a glossy top coat. Love, love those little shred flakes. And this one is the Peasant's Clever Daughter in 1 coat, 3 coats glossy, 3 coats matte. This one also $13.50 with a cap of 50 from the Peach Pit Co. Did I show you this? I can't remember. There it is. 3 coats with a glossy top coat on me. Love. Loving all 3 of these from the Peach Pit Co. Erica. Love. All right, we're moving on to Victorian Varnish's 3 polishes. Up first we had 3 Guesses. That is that beautiful sage green with blue undertones and a beautiful green teal purple aurora shimmer. Here's that one in 1 coat, 3 coats with a glossy top coat, 3 coats with a matte top coat. This one does actually dry down to a bit of a matte finish, but it's always nice to have some sort of top coat. So if you like it in the matte look, I'd get a matte top coat and go ahead and top coat it just to help your manicure last a little bit longer. It's also very, very pretty with a glossy top coat. And that one is right here on me in 3 coats with a glossy top coat. So this one has a shimmer, green teal purple aurora shimmer. I will say it is kind of lost in the base color, but it does add just a little bit of interest. You can tell it's not just a plain cream, but the shimmer does get lost just a little bit. But this is such a beautiful, unusual, gorgeous sagey green color. Love. And that one over black, it was so opaque in just 1 coat, pretty much just takes over the black even. Looks very, very similar. 1 coat over black or 3 coats there on its own. This could be a 1 coat wonder on your nails even, if you remember when I put that on my nail. Very, very nice. And this one is 3 Guesses in 1 coat, 3 coats glossy, 3 coats matte. This one comes to us from Victorian Varnish. It is going to be $13.50 with a cap of 150. And here's that one on my nail. So, so pretty. Love that shade of green. It's not something you see every day. Very unusual and beautiful. And Victorian Varnish's next polish is this beautiful thermal, a bit grim. This was the deep green when cold to lime yellow when warm, with ghost flakies that change shifts and in the cold and warm state. Here we have it in 1 coat, 3 coats glossy, 3 coats matte. Love, love, love. This is mostly the cold state here that you're seeing, the darker green color. Loving those flakes, the color changing flakes. Love it with the matte top coat. So, so pretty. And that one is right here on me. This is 3 coats with a glossy top coat, and that is mostly the warm state, so you can kind of see the difference there. The very tip is a little bit of the darker green. It's hard to see, but I'm a little bit too warm for it to show too much of that thermal action, but there you can kind of see the difference between me and the swatch wheel. Gorgeous. Love both the colors it goes to, that darker and then that beautiful lime green when it's warm. So, so good. And that one on the swatch wheel takes away almost all of the base color and just leaves those pretty flakes behind. There we have that. 3 coats on its own, 1 coat over black. And this one is a bit grim. 1 coat, 3 coats glossy, 3 coats matte. That's the cold state. This one is going to be $13.50 with a cap of $1.50. Comes to us from Victorian Varnish. And here it is on me, 3 coats with a glossy top coat in that warm state for the most part. Love. And Victorian Varnish's last polish is that beautiful magnetic called Agony and Misery. This was the pink, purple, gold magnetic. Once it's magnetized, it reveals Aurora hollow flakes, scattered hollow, lavender hollow flakes, and a micro blue Aurora flakes. So here it is unmagnetized. This is it in 1 coat. Look how nice and opaque that is just in 1 coat. 3 coats glossy, 3 coats matte. Unmagnetized, beautiful. If you don't want to be bothered with the magnet, it is gorgeous, even unmagnetized. And then I have on this little swatch wheel here, we have it in 3 coats with the cat eye and 3 coats in the velvet. So we start over here, we get that dark kind of purple, but you can still see all those different flakes. And as we turn, we get that wash of beautiful multi-chrome magnetic particles, then back to that dark color. This is so pretty all the ways. Here you can see it on my thumb in the glass bead effect. So here we have cat eye, velvet, and glass bead. To see it all those ways. So, so pretty. Love, love, love. And here it is over here on me in 3 coats, unmagnetized. Gorgeous. And that one over black. I have right here 1 coat with the cat eye. It did disperse quite a bit, but that's 1 coat with the cat eye, 1 coat unmagnetized. So pretty, very, very shifty. Gorgeous. Here it is. Here it is, 3 coats on its own, 1 coat over black, unmagnetized. And here it is, 3 coats magnetized to 1 coat over black in the cat eye. Beautiful. This is another top pick. Love this one. This is Agony and Misery in 1 coat, 3 coats glossy, 3 coats matte, all unmagnetized. And there it is magnetized if you like that picture. And here it is on me in the glass bead. So pretty. And here it is on me unmagnetized. 3 coats, both of those on me, 3 coats with a glossy top coat. Gorgeous. That one comes to us from Victorian Varnish. It is going to be $14 with a cap of only $50. So make sure you're there early if you like this one. It is beautiful. And then we move on to what Addictions polishes. Up first is this beautiful concrete gray. This one's called Locked Away. This was the semi-sheer light gray, almost taupe base filled with micro black glitter. Here we have it in 1 coat, 3 coats glossy, 3 coats matte. Very, very nice. Those micro black glitter just adds a little touch. They're not like in your face, but they add just a little interest to that nail. Love it. And that one is right here on me in 3 coats with a glossy top coat. So, so pretty. And that one over black, you really can't see at all. It's, can't see anything there. But this one is locked away in 1 coat, 3 coats glossy, 3 coats matte. This one is going to be $12.50 with a cap of 50. Comes to us from What Addiction. And that one is right here on me. 3 coats with a glossy top coat. Pretty. What Addiction's next polish is this beautiful hot pink. Gilded Grimm. Here we have it in 1 coat, 3 coats glossy, 3 coats matte. So, so pretty. Loving this hot pink this time of year. Love those gold flakes in it. Look at it with the matte top coat. So, so pretty. This also is a top pick for me this month. Love this one. This was the dark hot pink base with pink orange shimmer and gold flakes. So, so pretty. That one is right here on me in 3 coats with a glossy top coat. And over black, it's kind of interesting. It almost turns it to like a maroonish kind of color with those gold flakes coming through. Kind of like a, look at the difference between 3 coats on its own, 1 coat over black. Loving that over the black, that color it changes to. Kind of like a mauvey maroon. Very pretty. And this one is called Gilded Grimm in 1 coat, 3 coats glossy, 3 coats matte. This one comes to us from What Addiction. It is $13 with a cap of 50. And that one on me is right here. 3 coats with a glossy top coat. Beautiful. Love. And then What Addiction's Reanimation polish, I put here just in 3 coats glossy and 3 coats matte. Very, very pretty. Love this color. It's kind of, what's this say? A teal base polish with blurple shimmer, teal hollow flakes, pink metallic flakes, and a sprinkle of purple and red micro glitter. Love. So it's kind of teal, but that blue, it says blurple shimmer. It's very blue in my opinion, but I'm loving, loving, loving that. Look at that with the matte top coat. Look at it glossy. So, so fun. And there it is on me in 3 coats with a glossy top coat. So, so pretty. I can see now kind of blurple on me. At angles, it does take on kind of more of a blurple. Gorgeous though. This is her Reanimation shade, Elven Dream, in 3 coats glossy, 3 coats matte. This one is $13.50 with a cap of only 30. This is the Reanimation. It originally came out last December, 1 year ago. Beautiful. And I don't know if I showed you that. There it is on me in 3 coats with a glossy top coat. And we'll go ahead and do this too. There it is on me, 3 coats with a glossy top coat. This is the only one that you may need a glitter grabber for. Those flakes do stand up just a little bit. Everything else is perfectly smooth with just a regular top coat. This one you may want a glitter grabber or double up on the top coat. And that one over black leaves all that beautiful shimmer and flakes behind. Very, very pretty over the black too. 3 coats on its own, 1 coat over black. So pretty, loving these. Here's the 3 from the Peach Pit Co. There's one from Victorian Varnish. We got the magnetic from Victorian Varnish and the thermal from Victorian Varnish. all the specialty shades there. And then the 3 from What Addiction. The 2 new ones and the Reanimation. Love, love, love. Let me turn the lights down and see if we can get some of these shifts to come out. And some of these shiftier ones. Let's see, here's the Peach Pits. There's that first one. This is the multi-chrome one. I think you can see the shifts a little bit better here under the lower light. Gorgeous, love this one. Definitely a top pick there. Here it is on me. I think it's still even shiftier in person, but you kind of see some of the shifts there. And there's her third one, and then the Victorian Varnishes. This one also, let's see if we can see any shifts here. This is unmagnetized. I think we might see it better. Here it is in the cat eye and the velvet. And there's my thumb, has it in the glass bead. Yeah, I think these are even shiftier in person, but hopefully you're getting kind of the idea there. So pretty, love it with that glass bead, look at that. And there it is on me, unmagnetized. And then just to take a quick look at the What Addictions, can't leave her out. Here they are in lower lights. So pretty, such a great lineup. For LBoH starting, Wishlisting starts on the 19th of December at about noon Pacific time. Shop opens on the 22nd about noon Pacific time and closes on the 30th. So, so pretty. Love, love, loving all of those. So let's go ahead and turn the camera around and finish this up. All right, so those were the 9 polishes for the Little Box of Horrors for December 2025. 3 from my brand new The Peach Pit Co. Love, love, love. Welcome, Erica. So, so happy to have you here. 3 from Victorian Varnish. Thank you, Tammy. And 3 from What Addiction. Thank you, Anna. I want to thank all 3 of you for sending these to me as gifted PR. Even though they are gifted PR, all thoughts, views, and opinions are always my own. Love, love, love all of these. Let me know in the comments what you thought of any of these. Did you have any favorites? Anything else on your wish list from Little Box of Horrors? Love to hear from you down in the comments. Don't forget, you can find Little Box of Horrors at lbohs.com. Wish listing starts on the 19th. Shop opens on the 22nd. I will link all the good stuff down in the description box, the website, Facebook groups for the brands and for the Little Box of Horrors. You can find all of that in the description box. Let me know what you think of this new setup. I won't do it every time, but if I have quite a few polishes and I want to put them live on my nails, if it's what you think of me already having the swatch wheel done and then just taking final looks there at the end of everything, let me know. Love to hear from you about that, your thoughts on that. But otherwise, I think that's all I have. So thank you once again for stopping in and spending some of your day with me. I do hope you enjoyed this video, but it's time to say goodbye for now.